First of all, thank you very much for the invitation, and thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you a little bit of my experience and all that I've done during the last 5 years. It is an honor to meet you, Professor, and it is also an honor to speak beside one of the most interesting persons that I have ever met. Antonio, despite of all the bullying, thank you very much. So the following quote encompasses most of what I want to talk to you about today. And it goes along, it's the same with our personal history. In our personal history, without a clear purpose, there is no coherence, and there is no objective at all. On the other hand, in our personal history, when we have a clear purpose, we can often do heroic, extraordinary, and unprecedented things. So the only moment that we really have to change our history is today. I deeply believe that we live in a very complex time in which we all need to give an extra mile to contribute to something. We don't only have the compromise, but we do have the obligation. There has been a series of highs and lows and anxiety all around during the last few years. So for the next years, it'll be very, very important and a test to see how the global sustainable development goals evolve. So just like everyone, I'm just a regular person. I guess that what brings me here today is that I like to get the most out of what I find challenging and thrilling. As for work, I work for a major sugar exporting company to the US. My job is to lead one of the largest sugar factories in Mexico. We employ 1,000 employees, in which 800 of them are union workers. We purchase our raw materials from over 6,000 cane growers and give financial and economic support to over 10,000 families. That's the size of our responsibility in that region. Also, I have to meet very, very strict targets and meet with high maintenance shareholders from England. So I'm pretty full on that matter. Sometimes union strikes, cane grower blockages, and even from time to time, local cartel interventions might be part of my agenda. So I'm pretty full on that matter. So for the next minutes, I will tell you how I have used swimming as my central engine and how I have used it to support my cause, which is marine conservation through pelagic life. So 2018 has been full of complexity, as I was saying, highs and lows all around, and a very challenging year for global cooperation. 2019 will be a test to see how these sustainable development goals evolve. So I urge you and I ask you to look at these issues that are most of the issues going on today, and hang on to one and get one passion that you have or one activity that you have to support any of these causes. So pelagic life. It all started as my friends and I, we have been divers since we were young. We've been exploring the coastline of Mexico. Wherever there's a coastline, we've been there. We've been trying to dive, explore, see what kind of wildlife we could find. And as we were looking for wildlife one day out of the coast of Baja, we bumped into the long lines of the fishermen. So as we bumped into one of these long lines, we realized that there was an alive shark down there. So a couple of minutes later, the fishermen came back to catch their prey. And so we started talking with them, asking them about their fishing ways, how much was that shark in the market, and we were very amazed and very surprised how a medium-sized shark in the market is worth only $10. So at that moment, we offered double just to get in the water and release the shark. All the fishermen were very amazed how it is possible to get more money out of a living shark than a dead shark, right? So we got into the water. After that, we went back to the campsite with the fishermen, and that's where the fun began. I mean, that's it was a really depressing and very shocking experience just to see these thousands of dead shark corpses in the shoreline. The living conditions of the fishermen were just terrible. It was a shocking experience. At that point, what we wanted to do for the next year, it was just to get in the water and film as many sharks as possible, releasing them. We wanted to raise awareness and to see how people reacted and get involved in this issue. So in the next clip, I'm going to show you how this project evolved during that year.
Nosotros sabemos que liberar 100 tiburones no va a ser un cambio significativo en la especie. Sin embargo, al filmar nuestros esfuerzos en el mar, creamos la conciencia haciendo que el público en general se meta un poquito más, que vea qué está pasando en México. Y los mismos pescadores se dan cuenta que hay gente que está dispuesta a pagar dinero por ver los tiburones vivos, pues que valen más los tiburones vivos que muertos.
Hooking a shark is an amazing experience. You get to be with the shark, you feel the shark, and the shark feels just as if it knows that you're trying to help, right? But swimming with sharks, that is breathtaking. So what we realized throughout this project is that we weren't making this much of a difference to the species as a whole. It was probably a difference to that specific shark, but not to the species. So we really wanted to get a little bit more into the grassroots of what was going on. And the fishermen really, they don't have the fault. They are not breaking any laws or any rules. The thing is that of lack of legislation more. So during the next year, what we decided to do is to switch the whole project and to work directly with the fishermen to turn them into shark swimming operators rather than fishing. So it took a whole year for us to learn the techniques to bring in the sharks and for them to stick, because you can also always feed a shark. It would come and then they would eat and they would go away, right? So which tourist would be happy just to go and pay thousands of dollars just to see the shark go around the boat and go away, right? So it was a really huge effort during that year. Also training the fishermen on security things and things like that. During this whole year, we saw a lot of new species of sharks, of wildlife, and through all the material that we had throughout this year, we decided to produce and release a film documentary, which was released in 2014. It was played in cinemas, local cinemas in Mexico, in the Discovery Channel, and in Netflix. So this is the trailer.
El fenómeno natural más increíble que yo estoy viviendo, que he vivido en toda mi vida, no me imaginé que esto existía.
Resulta que nos topamos con una bollita insignificante que de haber volteado hacia otro lado no lo hubiéramos visto.
Es una problemática muy compleja, donde las emociones te invaden inmediatamente.
Lo que más nos gusta es estar en el agua con ellos, entonces debe de haber muchas maneras de estar en el agua con ellos y más que nada de protegerlos.
Que más me ha latido mi corazón en gran parte de mi vida, ¿no? Era una emoción tremenda.
Al final del día, el mar te va a tener una sorpresa.
So, sharks balance out the food chain. I mean, if sharks were extinct, a whole other amount of smaller species would disappear. I mean, there are some mollusks, such as oysters, that rely on sharks to eat their predators. So it is very important to protect sharks and also to do lobbying with government officials to protect the shark areas. So throughout these 4 or 5 years, there was a lot on the learning curve from all of this. So I want you to really pay attention on these following slides, which I present some of the findings and some facts that we have found. There are 440 known species of sharks. From 440, only 3 species of sharks are protected in Mexico. This is the whale shark, the white shark, and the basking shark. A shark fisherman navigates, in average, 124 miles every day. This is very dangerous. I mean, also with the type of equipment that these fishermen have. In a town of 5,000 inhabitants, in 1 year, there are 4 lives lost. So a medium-sized shark is worth $10 in the market, whereas a shark fin soup bowl is worth $100 in the market. Just to give you an idea, you can get probably 50 bowls of soup from one medium shark. There is 1.1 milligrams of mercury in one serve. FDA suggests 0 shark meat consumption. So this is shocking. There are 100 million sharks are killed every day by humans. This is 3.17 per second. And every year, shark fishing has decreased in 20%. This is due to overfishing. In average, 2 people die by shark attacks in the world. So, as for my passion, which is swimming, as you can see, the ocean is my great passion. And I have always liked sports. I jump from one sport to another, but the one that I have loved the most is swimming. So with people like Antonio and Nora Toledano, there are people that really inspire you. You hear their stories and you just want to go there and do something like that. So at that moment I looked out for Antonio and Nora, And I told him about what I wanted to do. I was like, Tonio, I want to swim across the English Channel. The first thing that he did, he scanned me and he was like, okay, but you're too skinny. I had no idea what it meant at that moment, until the first time that Tonio took me swimming in cold water. You just stop feeling your hands, stop feeling your toes, your blood stops draining in your extremities, especially in your head, so you start getting lost. It has been quite a journey during the past couple of years with all the training, a lot of learning in all of this. And one thing that I have learned the most is the mental preparation that you need to have, not only for a challenge like this, but in life. And one exercise that Tonio taught me was that you always need to visualize the finish line. When you're having a crisis, because you're swimming in the night, you're swimming in the cold, there's wildlife, there's jellyfish, pains. So whenever you start feeling something like that in a crisis, you visualize yourself getting into the finish line. So a few of the challenges and some things that I had to go through during this past year is that I swam 2,170 kilometers in 15 months. That's in average 5.5 kilometers every day. Just as if I swim from Boston to Miami. I had to gain 13 kilos, and it wasn't because of Google. So that's how I looked in 2016 and 2018. My wife is very grateful to Antonio. What is this one? So here's a small clip that I want to share with you, and I want you to visualize yourself getting into the finish line. This is very special moments throughout the course and at the end of the Triple Crown.
Watch the rock, go straight. Come this way a little bit, go this way. Hey,
Pues, ¿qué creen? Que ya crucé.
Quisiera que no muchas thanks to the support of Antonio Nora and my wife Josuna, I became the 13th person to accomplish the Triple Crown of open water swimming. I managed to raise funds to support pelagic life and awareness. And just to wrap this up, collective action is needed for global progress. I want to encourage you and urge you to set a goal and use it as a central engine to support a certain cause. Use the Sustainable Development Goals as a guide. Aim high and dream big. Thank you.